What is going on, my disciples? Warfare Messiah here, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the content that has been just dropped yesterday on Battlefield 1 as part of In the Name of the Tsar. Now, the first thing you'll notice, well, you might not, but I certainly have, is that I'm not using my usual weapon setup, because normally I use the weapons I like and I stick to them. You probably won't know that. But I don't normally use the MP18 optical, which is the primary weapon I am currently using. And the reason I am is because this is not just part of the DLC, but it has been dropped with the DLC. DICE has created specializations for each soldier, and in order to unlock these specializations, which gain you perks in battle, so faster regens, less damage taken from explosions, rather much what used to be on Battlefield 4, similar to what used to be on Battlefield 4, except you have to earn all of these specializations, and in order to earn them you have to do certain tasks. Now, my first task involves getting kills and headshots with the MP18 optical, so that is what I'm using. And where better to use it than one of the new In the Name of the Tsar maps. So we're on Volga River, and those who, know a bit about military history will probably think that the Volga River sounds very familiar. But you think that because it doesn't come from the First World War, in most people's knowledge anyway. The Volga River is the river that runs through the city of Stalingrad in the Second World War. And Tsaritsyn, which is the city in that we're going to take in Battlefield 1, is part of the Russian Revolution, where I am currently playing as the Red Army against the Tsar's White Army trying to defend the city. Is actually the city of Stalingrad, but it hasn't been named Stalingrad yet, because it was named Stalingrad in honor of Commissar Stalin, who led the Red forces during this battle to take the city. So that's the battle we're playing, and a very interesting one. So there's quite a diverse range of things you can do. I'm currently on the Revolution, one of the Revolution battles, which takes place in 1919 between the Communist Revolutionary Red Army against the Tsar Loyalist White Army. And, well, it's quite interesting what DICE have done with it, is they have put tanks on the map, but they only allow you to use the British Mark V landship. Why, you might ask, is because none of the other tanks were actually used at this battle. Not the new Russian truck that has been added, which we'll talk about in a bit. Not the FT-17 Renault, and not the A7V Sturmpanzerwagen. But the British did supply the Tsar Loyalist White Army with Mark V landships. So they are in the battle. I don't know why they've taken the step to add this historical accuracy now, because they haven't bothered for much of the other battles. They've just shoved any old vehicle on there, whether it was used or not. Now, even though it doesn't really go, the fact that they've decided to add historical vehicles to this map but none of the others, I quite like it. Because it forces people to play as a team. Now, I know the reason the landship is probably one of the least used tanks is because the driver, or the person who would select the tank to use, gets the least benefit from it in terms of which tanks are used. And the passengers on the side sponsoring cannons probably get the most benefit. But if you're playing in a squad, the landship is very, very useful. So it is actually forcing people to play a bit more teamwork. Now, there's been a whole host of new weapons added as well. LMGs. There's one particular one that I like, which is actually a sawn-off bolt-action rifle, which is actually a secondary weapon. So that's probably what I'm going to go for. But all these weapons, again, have been locked behind assignments, which means it's something to progress to. And I really like the fact that Battlefield 1 has added some progression into the game, because so far it's been seriously lacking. Now, of course, so far we've talked a lot about the Revolution, and all the gameplay I'm showing in this video is from the Revolution maps, but by any stretch of the imagination, it is not the only battlefields that it will be adding. Of course, it will be adding maps from the First World War between the Germans and the Russians, like Albion, and between the Austrians and the Russians, like the Brusilov offensive. Now, I think this is probably the most content-rich Battlefield 1 DLC that has been added, and I couldn't possibly go through all the content that has been added to the game. So, I'm just going to leave you to watch the little bit of gameplay left on the end, and I do hope you guys enjoy the DLC, or if you haven't bought Premium, or you haven't, because this is currently Premium Early Access, it will be coming out later in the month for those who don't have Premium. So I hope that you've seen what you want to see as to whether you want to buy Premium and play it now, bearing in mind you'll also get access to They Shall Not Pass, The Turning Tides and Apocalypse DLC, or if you want to just buy in the name of the Tsar. Alright, okay, that's it from me. I do hope you enjoyed the video. This is Warfare Messiah. I'll see you in the next video.